Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. As you can see, it is a Black Ops 3 multiplayer match, and it is in fact my first ever gun game on Black Ops 3. So I'm going to share some of my very early first impressions of the game. I've since played a few more games, so I know a little bit more about it than I did at this point. This was actually recorded towards the end of December last year. So very old piece of gameplay, but it is my first ever gun game match, so I thought it warranted a gameplay commentary. And I do, well, I won't ruin it for you, but I do okay. Let's put it that way. So the weapons are not that great in this gun game. That's my very early first impressions. Just look, second weapon is RK dual wield. It's like, what is that? And then later on you'll see some other weapons which are possibly even worse. This is actually one of the okay ones, the LK, which is the automatic pistol. Yeah, so the weapons aren't great, and there's a lot of the same weapons from certain categories. So there's like 3 pistols in this, and then there's like 3 shotguns as well. 2 of the smallest weapon categories in the game, and they put in like half of the weapons. And the shotguns in this game, as I've already said before, are pretty bad, so I'm not happy with that. And well, you'll see in a second it gets even worse. But yeah, just the first impressions of gun game is that I'm not a big fan of it in this Black Ops 3 multiplayer. I loved it in Black Ops 2. I loved it in Black Ops 1, but in this one, they've just done something weird to it, and I just don't like it. Don't like the changes. They've put in weird weapons. You could argue weird weird attachments and stuff like that, but I'm not too fussed about the attachments. It's more about the base weapons that I can't deal with. And at the very end, if you don't know, well, I'll save it until then. But at the very end, they've changed it to how you get the final kill, and that annoys me so much. And I just can't stand it. And so I haven't really played a lot of gun game at all recently, and I probably won't play too much in the future either, unless they change the weapon lineup towards the end in particular. But yeah, I mean, I'll let the gameplay roll, and then I'll just talk about it as it happens. I sort of crap on that dude there. He should have done better killing me, shooting me from behind, but it's just the way it is. We're playing on Havoc, which is possibly the worst map in the game. I do not like this map whatsoever. It's just unfortunate that I got landed on it. That does hinder my performance a little bit because I'm not familiar with spawns too much, and the spawns are pretty bad anyway in gun games, so it is what it is. So this is the pre-nerf, MA, and as you saw, it just melted that dude. And then I get put onto the Shiva, which I can use, but I'm not a huge fan of it. And then the Gorgon, which is a very slow rate of fire LMG, but it does a decent amount of damage. And I managed to get the kill there. Dingo, I like the Dingo. I mean, I think I've talked about it before. It's got a good rate of fire, good accuracy. I get shot down there. I don't know how, but I get shot down. And then I do manage to get my own kill. As you can see, it's got a good rate of fire as well. So, and then obviously you move from like automatic weapons onto things like the snipers. And as you can see there, I get destroyed. I've been killed by a lot of pistols in this game, I've noticed. I guess a lot of people are stuck on them at the early stages, and if you don't get past them at a certain point, you are going to struggle, because once people move on to like the SMGs and the ARs, they're going to dominate you. But then there's a bit of a lull when they get to these sort of weapons like the snipers, and at the end when it transfers over to the final weapons, there's a bit of a slowdown there, which I don't really like. In Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, it was hard to start off with because you had to use like things like pistols, and then it got easier because you had SMGs and LMGs and ARs. And then there was that tricky part where you had the snipers and the launchers, and at the end you had to try and get an accurate kill with a long range weapon. But in this game, the final weapon, and I'll probably let you see it naturally because I don't know if you play this game or not, but if you haven't yet played, I'll just let it roll until the end. But as you can see, I'm struggling a little bit with the snipers. There's not a lot of good sight lines on this map, especially with the spawns as well. People are spawning like round corners and stuff, and they shouldn't really run out in the open. Some people do, but not a lot of people do. And then obviously I managed to pick up a cheeky spawn kill there with the launcher. And then we transition onto the penultimate weapon, which is the combat knife. I don't really like using the combat knife anyway, because it's so inconsistent. It's not as bad as knifing in Black Ops 2, but it's still not quite as easy as say MW2, where you'd get like a lock on or something like that. And as you can see, I'm struggling. It wasn't, the guy didn't turn on me, someone else was shooting at me, and he gets the kill while I'm preoccupied trying to knife this other dude. But then I eventually get this guy off spawn, I think. Yeah, I'm chasing him around for a bit, but I do knife him in the back eventually. And then we move on to the final weapon, which isn't a weapon at all, it's a fist. And as you can see, it's a pain because it's a 2-hit down and you have to get in really close, and I don't understand the logic behind it whatsoever. I guess there isn't a ranged weapon they could use, like a ballistic knife, but with the DLC they've introduced now, they could effectively put it into the game. And I think they should, if they haven't done so already. I haven't played it in a while because I just don't enjoy it as much as I did in Black Ops 2. But that was my first gun game, so I managed to win, so that was good. But performance wise I probably could have done better. I attribute it mostly to the weapons really, that I did so poorly. Not a fan of some of the weapons they've put in, and not a fan of some of the attachments either. I mean, the shotguns are already weak and they put a silencer on one of them, and then they dual wield the pistols, and it's just like, I don't understand it. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, consider tapping that like button, I really do appreciate it. And until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.